You should be able to hear me now. I'm so sorry about that. Let me try this again. Let me just test my audio. Are we good? Yes, you can hear me. All right, let's start over. Woo, that's never happened before. Hey there, I'm Chef D Malfi, and I want to welcome you to Plant-Based Made Easy. I am excited to be back in the studio today because we are making our snack recipe straight out of my Plant-Based Made Easy cookbook. This is issue number 6. If you haven't downloaded your copy yet, please do so. I absolutely love Thursdays because Thursdays is when we make our snack recipe. And this recipe is chock full of wonderful recipes that are going to get you through the month. They contain everything from breakfasts, lunches, dinners, sweets, snacks, and even staple recipes, which we'll talk about. And today I'm making a smoky beans toast. This is such a delicious recipe because it is nutrient dense, it is protein rich, and it is going to keep you feeling satiated for a very long time. So, shall we cook? Let me just say this. If you are new here, please type in any of your questions into the comment box, and I would love to engage with you. And let me know, where are you streaming in from today? I want to hear from you. I want to say hello. Cherise, hello from Chicago. Becca, hello. Cheryl, hello. And Brooke, oh, good. I'm so glad you're here. All right, so let's get cooking, shall we? Yes, yes. All right, so smoky beans toast cannot be any simpler than this. I don't know if you had a chance, but I went on Amazon Live yesterday and I taught an awesome demo, how to bake bread fast. And I made this delicious loaf of bread here. Look how cute this is, right? It's so small and delicious. This baked bread is a really great recipe. Now, and this recipe can be found in my monthly cookbook. And I write a new cookbook every single month. You guys, we're on issue number 6 now. And within every month cookbook, you're going to find 4 staple recipes that don't change. They're the same from month to month. I tweak them here and there, but the essentials are there and they're the same. They are plant-based bread, yogurt, milk, and cheese. So I want to empower you to actually take this on. I want you to learn how to make homemade baked bread fast and easy and delicious and wholesome and nutritious. I want you to learn how to make yogurt and cheese and milk. And once you do it a few times, you realize, wow, you can save a lot of money by actually making the stuff in home, and you can control what goes into your staples. So it's really important because we eat our staples the most often, like our bread, milk, yogurt, and cheese. We actually may want to consider making them homemade so they can be even cleaner. Yes? Yes, yes. Hi, Brian from Denmark. I love that you're still signing on. Thank you so much. I know it's a completely different time zone where you're at. Sita, welcome. Hi, Mom. Good to see you. All right, so let's make some smoky beans toast. This recipe is delicious. Now, I've been using this recipe as kind of a go-to light lunch because during the day, sometimes I'm not totally hungry for a full meal. So this is very much a light lunch or a very hearty snack. Your choice to enjoy it whenever you want throughout the day. All right, so let's get into it. First things first. I'm going to need an onion, and I forgot to grab one in the house, but I have one here. Oh my goodness. Okay, I have a huge onion here. All right, so I want to actually saute some onion here in my saute pan, so let me get that working. Look how huge this is. This is like the size of my face. Okay, so I'm going to grab a chef's knife. I'm going to actually turn on my saute pan, and I want to get my saute pan working on like a medium-high heat. I'm going to use probably like a half to a quarter of this onion, and I want to dice it pretty fine and then just get it down in some oil in a pan. Now, I'm actually going to show you the overhead cam so that you can follow along with me. I have just a few tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil here. If you are whole food plant-based and you wanted to do a water saute, that would be absolutely fine as well. All right, so I'm just going to, this onion is so big that there's like so many layers. I feel like this is a symbol of my life right now, just peeling the layers off. It's a good thing. All right, I'm going to just peel into it. You know what? Because this is so big, literally like the size of the bottom of my face, I'm going to use an onion cheek. I usually talk about cheeks when I'm talking about citrus because we want to yield as much juice as possible, but why not? We have an onion cheek today. We're going with it. All right, I'm peeling off the last few layers and I'm getting to the meat of the onion, the best part. And then I want to dice this up. Now you can slice it, you can dice it, you can do half moons, you can do bits and pieces. You can put this in a food processor or a chopper and just chop it, whatever you want. But I'm just gonna kind of go run my knife over it, and I'm going to just get small bits, I think. Now the goal for this is just to get it into the oil and let it brown. Let it kind of like get translucent first and then get nice and brown. I'm using these Chef's Vision knives because I really love them. They have like these cosmic photos. All of them are a little bit different. You see my set. They're rainbow Cosmo knives, and they're awesome. You can check all of this out on my Amazon storefront. If you're interested, I'll put the links after the show. I love Amazon. I'm super getting into Amazon. I've been doing a lot more Amazon lives, and that's really where I focus on products. I want you to know about the products that I love and use. So if you're curious, you can hop on over and just check out some of the videos that I've been doing on Amazon. It's super fun. All right, so I'm gonna just get this nice and sauteed. Again, we're trying to make it translucent first. I'm gonna take my face away, all right? I hear that you can't hear me. Hello, hello? Can you hear me? Hello, hello? Hello, hello? Hello, hello? It's back. Brooke, is it back? Sita, is it back? Sharice, is it back? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, great. Thank you, Brooke. All right, I don't know what's happening. Weird. I'm gonna check that. All right, so we're back at it. I'm going to, yes, okay, I'm gonna take my face away and all right, well, I guess if I do that, if I do this, then you can hear me. All right, you should be able to hear me now. Okay, when you switch to the overhead, can't hear me. All right, I can't fix it right now, but we're just gonna stay at my face today. So I'm just gonna like pull out this garlic. It's really easy to use when it's really easy to use, and it's really great time saver. I just made a mess of it because the audio made me verklempt. Sorry about it. All right, this goes right into the freezer. Keep it in the freezer. It lasts a really long time in there. So you don't have to sit and mince garlic. This is kind of done for you. All right, coming back to the onions. This is now starting to get nice and golden brown and delicious. The garlic is mixed in. Oh my gosh, I wish that you were here because it truly smells so divine in this kitchen right now. Yum. My dog Boo is like, Mom, can I get a bite? All right, so the next thing that we want is to kind of let this go. If you see that there's like little bits of sook, you can actually deglaze the pan by just adding a little bit of water, giving yourself an onion facial. And in doing so, you're gonna release a lot of those brown bits, okay? And if you're water sauteing, you can add as much water as you need, slowly though, so that you're not sitting and boiling the onions and the garlic. And do you see now we have like a clean pan? Pretty cool, right? Yeah, this is a good question. Does the frozen garlic have different flavor? It really doesn't. It's exactly the same. Actually, I would say it's probably even like stronger in garlic flavor. So if a recipe calls for 2 cloves, maybe just use 1. And the reason I think it's stronger is because it's pre-minced and it's just kind of been sitting in that little kind of container for a long time. So it's got that same garlic essence, but maybe this stuff is it's been pureed as opposed to just chopping it up. So when garlic is minced or just finely chopped, it isn't as flavorful. And when it's pureed, it's super flavorful. Great question. Thank you. Yeah. All right, cool. Now let's get back into the mixture here. I think the onions are nearly done. Now the next thing that I want to do is add all of the remaining ingredients. So we're going to actually start with a little bit of ketchup. Today I'm going to use 1/4 of a cup of ketchup. I'm using organic ketchup. This comes from Thrive Market. You can get it at Whole Foods. This contains tomato concentrate, organic sugar and vinegar, and then some spices. That's it. There's no high fructose corn syrup or anything. We're going to use about 1/4 of a cup of this. I'm eyeballing it, okay? And I knew this would be a little bit messy, so that's why I'm wearing my apron today. The next thing that I want is a little agave, and I'm going to use agave syrup. You definitely want some type of sweetness, about a tablespoon of this. You can use maple syrup. That would work as well. I'm also going to use a little bit of soy sauce, about 2 teaspoons or so. Here we go. Low sodium soy sauce works really, really well. 1 and 2, that works. I'm going to use about a 1/4 teaspoon, like literally just a little drop of the liquid smoke. It's really good stuff. Perfect. That works. And I'm going to use a little bit of water, 1/4 of a cup of water. Wait, I want one more ingredient before the water goes in. Tomato paste. I'm going to use 1/4 of a cup of tomato paste. This is Italian tomato paste. Comes in the tube. It's the best. This is from Trader Joe's. If you can, opt in for the tube rather than the can. You're going to be able to use all of it, kind of squeeze it out. And I actually think that this is better because you don't have to open the can and then find another container for it. This can stay, the tube can stay in your refrigerator and it lasts a long time. And it squeezes out just like toothpaste. So I'm going to use a little bit of this, 1/4 of a cup. You guys, I'm not going over the ingredient quantities precisely because if you want it, you can actually download the cookbook for it, okay? And we're kind of running through this rather quickly. Now I'm going to show you what this looks like. Fantastic. Really, really great. Last thing that we want to do is add a little bit of water, 1/4 of a cup or so, and just let that go. Now, as this continues to mix, we're going to let this bubble, then we're going to add the beans, but I need to toast my bread. So remember, I talked to you about this delicious fresh baked bread that I made yesterday. Look how pretty it is, right? I turned it into a 3-strand challah, but you can actually make it into sliced bread or loaves or buns or even pizza crust. I've taken 2 slices off. I made 2 loaves yesterday. So 2 slices. This is going to go right onto my sheet tray or my cookie sheet, and I'm going to toast it in the oven, okay? Pop this in. All right, now let's talk about beans. This is the protein of the recipe. I'm coming back to you. Removing that one. Now, today I'm going to use navy beans or Great Northern white beans, whatever you can find. Here's what they look like. These are drained and rinsed. This is a 14 or 14.5 ounce can. And you want to drain and rinse because it's going to remove about 1/3 of your sodium. It's really important to rinse your beans and to drain them and rinse them because it will remove that sodium, and you can add the salt or the sodium back in with other ingredients. So for instance, for us, we've added a little salt from our ketchup. We added a little salt from our even reduced sodium soy sauce, still has a little sodium, and obviously a little salt from our liquid smoke. So we want to make sure that we remove all that unnecessary bean brine because it does contain a ton of sodium. So I'm going to add this whole can of beans, drained and rinsed, right to my delicious smoky bean mixture. And here's what they look like if you actually want to cook your beans from dried. So here are the dried beans. These are beautiful. They look very different than the cooked beans. So if you want to actually cook your beans from dry, you're going to actually get a little bit more protein. You're going to get a little bit more fiber. These actually require an overnight soak, so about an 8-hour minimum soak. You just put them in a container, like a glass container or BPA-free plastic container. Fill it up, let it soak in water overnight. I do it like when I go to sleep, and then in the morning the beans are soaked and ready. And then I put them in a pot of water and I cook them on a simmer for, sometimes it takes 2 hours, depends on how many beans you're cooking at once. And every hour or so, go back to the pot, mix it up, and taste it. It should really just taste like a cooked bean at the end. You can get it, you can actually cook it to your desired consistency. So if you want your bean completely soft and mushy and like broken down, cook it for maybe 3 hours. If you want it like still intact, kind of like a canned bean, you want like the the integrity of the shape, then maybe just cook it for an hour or two, right? The beans that I'm using today are organic Great Northern beans. Here's the can. You can use navy beans. You can use anything, cannellini beans. You can even use chickpeas, I suppose. Pinto beans would work fine, but I really like the white beans. I think the white beans, they have like a kind of a sweet flavor, and they're really great. Really easy to find Great Northern beans in market. Now, the last ingredient that we need is a little bit of this sun-dried tomatoes. Now, I'm going to use sun-dried tomatoes packed in oil. Quality control, really important. I love sun-dried tomatoes. Do you guys like them? Are you sun-dried tomatoes fans? You know, I think sun-dried tomatoes are fantastic. I once had a show on PBS, like now 10 years ago. That's crazy. And I did an episode all on sun-dried tomatoes. And I got to actually tour Bella San Luci, which is the largest sun-dried tomato producer in the entire world, based out of Chico, California. And I learned all about sun-dried tomatoes. But the thing that I cannot forget is the fact that sun-dried tomatoes are the most antioxidant-rich food that we know. So yes, it is a processed food, meaning it is processed by the sun. But the act of actually drying these tomatoes, they don't add any chemicals. It's not dried by an oven. It's literally stacks and stacks and acres of these trays of tomatoes right off the vine that are just put on these trays, and they sit and they dry under the sun. That's it. That's it. And the sun really kind of like accentuates the flavor, and it also concentrates the antioxidant value in the tomato. And for tomatoes, the antioxidant is really kept within the lycopene. That's the chemical compound within the tomato that makes it really, really hearty and very good for us. So I'm going to add about 1/3 cup or so. And these are packed in oil, not dry packed. I like them packed in oil because I like that extra flavor. And it's really good for marinades and salad dressings and things like that. But if you're whole food plant-based and you don't want them packed in oil, you'd rather have them dry packed, they're really easy to find either way. Oh, this is a really good tip too. My mom says, thanks mom, she starts her beans in the Instapot and they cook in under 30 minutes. I know you love your Instapot, mom. Who else has an Instapot? I'm thinking about getting the small Instapot. They have one now. I really, really think that I might. I've never used a pressure cooker before, but there's something about it that seems intriguing to me. I'm just going to flip my toast because I want to toast the other side. Now, we've added a lot of stuff to our saute pan at this point. I think I'm going to just taste, and then I'm going to adjust the seasoning. Yes, 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 so good. I want a little bit more pepper, just a little bit, because I want it a bit spicy. You know me, just like me, right? I'm a spicy Sicilian. What can I say? All right, just a little bit more of that like pepper quality will be really nice. And I think just a tad bit more sea salt as well. Again, I'm tasting for my palate. You're going to taste for yours and probably your families if you're making this for your family as well. This is a really great recipe for children. I think that they like it because it's saucy and it's chewy and it's kind of fruity, right? Because of the beans and the tomatoes. It's really, really, really nice. And when you serve it, you can sing that song, beans, beans, the magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you know it, too. All right, give this a quick mix. If I wanted to, and I wanted to actually make this a little bit more loose, I could add a little bit more water. I'm going to show you here. But to me, this is actually perfect. All right, you guys. This is awesome. This is nearly done at this point. Now, the last thing that I want to do is kind of clear the decks and get myself ready to plate it up. And to plate it, I might just serve it right on top of the toast. If you want, you can slice the toast in half and do like little toast points so every bite has a little bit of bean on it. But I'm going to grab the right, I think I'm going this one, just the perfect plate. These are my snack plates. I got these new plates from IKEA, which I love, lots of different ones. That's pretty, I think. And how are my toasts doing? I think they need a few more minutes. I should have done it in the actual toaster, but this takes a little bit longer, but I think it toasts the entire thing from inside out. If you guys have any questions, please do let me know. I'm just going to scroll up. Yes, I don't know. Thank you so much for letting me know about the sound. Kathy, Cheryl, Jackie, Becca, Guadalupe, and Brooke. I appreciate you. I'm going to have to fix that. And I'm never had that issue before until this week. This looks fantastic. What else do I want to tell you? I want to ask you, did anybody make the recipe from yesterday? Yesterday's recipe was our dinner recipe, spicy, crispy potato tacos. I want to know what you thought of them because they are really good, super spicy, super crispy. And then if you didn't get a chance yet to watch our episode from Tuesday, I had a special guest in studio, Kelly Pfeiffer from Eat the Rainbow Kids and at Nosh and Nourish on Instagram. She's awesome. She's all about, she's transitioned her family to plant-based. Her husband was vegan initially, and she and her daughter have now gone plant-based, and now the entire family eats together, all their meals. It's fantastic. And I met her a few years ago when she wasn't vegan or plant-based, and it's wonderful to see her journey. Anyway, she was in the studio on Tuesday, and we did an amazing episode. We talked about her experience in kind of deciding to go plant-based, her experience as an influencer online. You must check out her Instagram. It's at eattherainbow_kids on Instagram. She is wonderful, and her feed is gorgeous. Every single day is a different color of the rainbow, and it's just really, really beautiful. And we made a Nacho Supreme salad. OMG, it was so delicious. I absolutely love that recipe. That recipe is definitely family friendly. When I mean that, when I'm saying that, I mean that you can use it for lots of different things. You can use the nacho sauce for making nachos. You can actually serve the salad and the nachos and the jackfruit nacho black bean mix all together like I did. You can serve it in tacos. You can serve it in burritos with quesadillas. It kind of is versatile. So there's many different uses. What? No sound again. No, you can hear me. Okay. Perfect. All right. So check out that. All right. We have some toast. Now we are ready to plate this beautiful looking toast here. I'm just going to go right onto the plate. Perfect. I'm going to get a spoon to, yeah, this is good. I'm going to get this spoon here. I don't want it slotted, just something kind of big. If you wanted, you could butter your toast, but I'm not. I'm going to keep them kind of dry. I'm going to do a split screen. As long as I don't take my face away, you will be able to still hear me. And the goal is to just kind of make a mound, make it delicious, make a beautiful mound, right? Oh, this looks so good. If you wanted to, you can actually just drizzle it with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Of course, it's my jam. It doesn't have to be yours. Totally depends. But I'm just going to use a little bit of this. If you wanted to, you can actually give it just a touch more seasoning, maybe just a sprinkle of sea salt, maybe just a sprinkle of black pepper. Hi, Auntie Ree. Thanks for coming on. All right, cool. Now, you guys take a look. We have smoky beans toast ready for you. Doesn't this look delicious? Absolutely. I'm coming up higher so you can really kind of see it in all of its steam and beautiful essence. Now, this to me is a perfect light lunch. This to me is a really hearty snack. I must try it because, you know me, I have to. But before I do, I want to give this food so much gratitude. Food, thank you. Thank you, God. All of those things that you're saying are absolutely right. Fantastic, yummy, totally delicious, smoky, hearty, sweet because of the sun-dried tomatoes. That bread is so yummy. You guys, if you have not tried to make this quick-baked bread, it is absolutely a must-try recipe. You will not believe how easy it is to make. You're going to surprise yourself. I really hope that you enjoy this recipe, and I really hope that you make it your own. This one is super simple. You can totally modify it for any way that you're eating, any style that your family loves. If you want gluten-free bread instead of homemade baked bread, that's okay. You do you guys. But if you do make this recipe, please take a photo and post it inside of our Facebook group, Plant-Based Made Easy. We are now over 4,000 people and growing from all over the world. I am so overwhelmed with gratitude for this community. You guys continue to show up more and more every day, and I am so happy. I'm so glad that you're getting value out of this content. So let's continue forward together, shall we? You guys, I will be back in the studio next week on Monday, on Wednesday, and on Friday. I really hope to see you there. And in the meantime, if you have any questions about living well, eating plant-based, let me know. Reach out. You can send me a DM on Facebook and also follow me on Instagram at Chef D Malfi, and you can send me a DM there as well. I'd love to be in touch with you. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Peace.